Level Cap podcast was recorded before a live studio audience in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
And Manila. Or otherwise.
So recorded wherever you are listening.
Ah, indeed.
In fact, Marco may be standing right behind you right now recording the podcast as you listen to the podcast.
Nothing personal, kid.
When he says all that weird stuff about your ears at the end.
Yep, that's me in your ear, literally. Also, I hope you liked our intro music for today. Very special intro music. I'd like to explain it now, but I think it's best explained near the end when we talk about our 99 questions. What do you think, Brad?
Yeah, well, I think we should talk about it since while we're like, right when people hear it, I'd like to go ahead and explain what this music is.
All right, what is this music? So
this was discovered by my wife Linda, because she often Googles for my name to see what people are saying about me online.
Okay, so she Googles you. You don't Google yourself; she Googles you.
No, I don't Google myself. I don't want to know what people are saying, but she does, and so she looks it up. And
oh my gosh,
she anyway, so she found this song, and it's called "A Shout Out to D. Brad Talton Jr." by this artist named Grillsbury, and we were like, well, could that actually be you, Brad? And I'm like, I don't know. I'll email the guy. So we emailed him, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm a big fan of your board games, and so I indeed made that track for you. And I was like, oh, wow, that's really cool. So it's neat to have a, have kind of a theme song, I guess.
Brad now has a theme song. Oh my god.
Yeah. So if you want to listen to the rest of the album, the whole album is up on Bandcamp, I think, and it's called Grillsbury, Grillsbury. And it's kind of this funky hip hop, just kind of like what you saw or what you listened to.
Saw?
There.
Brad, do you have synesthesia?
What?
You don't know what synesthesia is?
Oh, I know what that is. That's when you see sounds and hear pictures, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, when I say saw, I meant saw in the comments down below.
Ah, okay.
The link that future Marco posted.
Yes, future Marco will indeed post that. And if he doesn't, tell him in the comments that future Marco sucks, and then he'll probably fix it.
The future Marco will be sad, but he'll fix it.
Yeah, of course. Future Marco will be sad. Okay, so I listened to this entire track. It's pretty funky. I like it. It samples certain things that I'm sure I have never heard of before, but I'm pretty sure they're samples. Anyway, it sounds great. I mean, now Brad has a theme song, Marco has a theme song. It's
oh, which theme song's your theme song, Marco?
Brad, Wesley made me a theme song.
He did?
Yes. That's the song I put in all of the battle guides from episode 30 onwards.
Oh, okay. I thought I didn't realize that was composed specifically for you.
Yeah. Okay. So the story behind that is that Wesley just emailed me one of these days, and he was like, "Hey, I played BattleCon and I liked your videos, and I noticed that you use royalty-free music. You want me to make you music?" And I'm like, "That would be great."
Yeah. This is the one that's like dun, that one.
Isn't that Joel's theme?
I don't know.
Isn't that?
But Wesley also composed Joel's theme, so
yeah,
it wouldn't be a problem either way. Anyway,
mine's the one that goes like, dun, 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 the one with the electric guitars, I guess. And then
okay.
Starts with the pianos. I mean, if you've watched any Level 99 Games thing, it's probably in there somewhere. I always insert it as the end card music or something. It's
for some reason it's just not clicking with me. I guess I'll have to go back and listen to it again.
Whatever. I can't do it. I don't have perfect pitch with my voice. Anyway, welcome to the Level Cap Podcast. Intro music and theme music aside, I can't believe the two people on this podcast legitimately have theme songs. I just realized
lots of people have theme songs.
Yeah, but I guess the concept of having a theme song...
What we really can't believe is that you had a theme song long before I had one.
Yeah, that's crazy, right?
That's distressing, right?
Yes, indeed. It just goes to show that maybe like if you didn't spend all your time making board games and instead if you just made videos about board games, maybe you would have gotten a theme song faster.
Marco's more popular than me.
Cry softly. Oh no, don't worry, Brad. You're still more popular than me in my heart, and probably in Tom Vassel's heart too.
I don't know. Hey, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure Tom Vassell
Anyway.
knows you, not me. Anyway,
That's true. I've had dinner with Tom Vassell before.
oh, is
He's
he a cool guy? Okay, of course he
Yeah.
is. Okay, so we have a wonderful docket for you tonight. We're going to be talking about some certain stuff, stuff we've been doing. We're going to be talking about a pipeline thing, or maybe even a character of the week. It's Brad's choice. And of course, we have our 99 questions. So here's my big question, Brad. This isn't part of the 99 questions, but what have you been doing? I'm really interested to know.
So these days, I have been playing more Charterstone. I've been playing more Slay the Spire.
Hey!
I have been playing a little bit more Heroes of the Storm.
How's that new hero? What's his name?
Phoenix is stupid busted. It's like this is not even playable.
Wait, Phoenix? Wait, am I behind? Wait, I thought the latest one was like Blaze. Was that long ago?
Yeah, you're like 4 behind. Anyway, It doesn't matter. This is not a podcast about Heroes of the Storm, so.
Yet we always somehow make it into a podcast about Heroes of the Storm.
Hey, I just mentioned it. You kept talking. Anyway, but mostly I've been planning for my trip. I'm going to Europe for a few weeks with my mother. This is a retirement / 60th birthday gift for her.
Oh, that's awesome and so sweet.
Yeah, so we've always talked about like, oh, we got to do this trip to Europe together, and I was finally like, well, I've saved up some money over these years. I could actually take her on this trip, and so we decided to do it. And Linda planned the trip, and we're going to Rome, and then to Paris, and then to Edinburgh.
Where's Edinburgh?
Edinburgh, Scotland.
Ah, okay. So my big question is, which place are you most excited to go to?
I don't know. I'm not like super excited for trips generally. I'm more excited for like the just for the experience and the company. So I'm really just looking forward to like taking the trains across country with my mom and sitting and chatting and reading books and stuff.
Oh, is it just gonna be you and your mom?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's awesome.
Just us.
That reminds me of the time I went to Europe, also with my mom.
Oh yeah? Where did you guys go?
Rome, Paris.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. What was the last place? It wasn't Edinburgh, though. It was okay, so I didn't like secretly have your vacation before you had your vacation.
No, just like the theme song.
Oh no. What's going on? We are in a feedback loop. Marco is actually Brad from the future past. Okay, no, but seriously.
Not quite Brad.
Not quite Brad. That's my name. Wait, my name is Daniel.
It's like reverse Brad. It's like reverse Flash, right?
Oh my god. Hey, are you implying
the
I'm evil
version from the future that comes back to like, murder your parents and make your life terrible?
Hey, I'm not evil. Gosh, Brad, that hurts. It cuts straight here. But yeah, what do you call this? It's a fun place. Like Europe's a fun place. I think the biggest experience that I loved about Europe was the food. The food. Like you literally just walk into an alleyway and there's like a restaurant there and you just go inside and you eat. It's great. You should definitely try it out when you go. Like just go.
And where is this again?
No. In Italy, Rome. Like you just go there. Like you go there and go into a random street. There's probably gonna be a restaurant there and just eat. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's just part of the experience. Okay. I mean, like I don't know how well planned your thing is, but like
it's pretty well planned. So Linda is like this genius of trip planning, and I have like 100-page document, like that's fine down to the 15-minute interval of where I'm supposed to be at any given time.
Oh wow!
So this is all very very finely planned.
Chef kiss.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You think this is going to
be... Anyway, so that's where That's so I know where I'll be at any given moment. All the restaurants are planned, all of the hotels are planned, all of the events. We're seeing a lot of museums. All that stuff's planned.
Oh, okay. So no opportunity to randomly go into a back alley.
Not too much. There are some moments where it's just like find local food. But in general, I think you probably shouldn't eat off the street in foreign countries.
Or
I don't know.
I guess I okay. Look, I mean, like, I guess. Yeah, I guess you're right.
I've heard horror stories about people being like charged $1,000 for an ice cream cone and stuff.
Uh-oh.
So
Well, that sounds sketchy. No, but I'm talking about like actual establishments though. Like
mhm.
they have tables they wait and all that stuff.
Yeah, I guess I just won't order anything if I can't see the price, and
Yeah.
I'll probably be okay.
That should be safe. That should be safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anywho, but yeah, what have you been up to, Marco?
Oh, okay. Actually, while waiting for our meeting time today, I've been spending most of my time watching Young Justice.
Oh, that show's so good.
Oh, it is. It is. I'm only in like episode 10 of season 2, so I'm like 3/4 done with the entire series until season 3 comes out. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's so
Yeah,
good.
whenever season 3 comes out, really. It's honestly it's better than most of the like most cartoons I've ever seen.
Yeah, I think DC does a
and I've watched a lot
killer.
of cartoons.
DC does a killer
They're-
job.
Their like TV universe is so much better than their movie universe. It's
Oh
kind of
my God.
criminal.
I don't know, like, how they could. Okay, Zack Snyder. Okay, like they just don't fire. Like, why do they keep the same director for all of their movies? He does it so bad.
I don't know.
How is he not fired?
Probably nepotism or something.
Probably, or like he's like some DC executive's nephew or whatever, right? But like,
That's what nepotism is. Yeah.
yeah. That was just in case our listeners didn't know.
What? Don't underestimate the listeners, Marco.
Okay, fine.
Mistake number 1: you underestimated the listeners.
Don't underestimate me. Flips over the lava and then I loved you, Anakin. Okay, no, but yeah. Anyway, Young Justice, so good. Like in the first season, I think the first season's been better than the second season. I think
Mhm.
mostly because like
The second season gets better once you get into it.
oh
um,
really?
Second season starts a little slow and then gets much better
I see.
later on.
Because I think I really like this concept of like it felt very like I guess if I had to explain, it's like the Teen Titans cartoon if every episode were the serious episodes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like the structure of the first season where it's kind of like Monster of the Week, but they've got this safe space they go back to, and and their mentors and everything. Season 2, they kind of throw that out the window, and they're really like on the run.
Yeah,
all the
there's like
time.
an episode. It's like basically there's a story that they want to tell, right? In
Yeah, it's like a larger plot arc, which
yeah, and it gets
But
really
anyway.
dark. I think the okay, spoiler alert for like Young Justice, but like the time skip in season 2 was like very Naruto Shippuden-esque to me, right? Like that's literally
Mhm.
what happens. Like they time skip, but I think that was very useful because the characters develop in certain ways that you like never experienced. Like for example, Miss Martian like goes off the rails, right, and turns into this like pseudo murderer because whatever, right? Because she keeps abusing her psychic
she gets
powers.
a little too willing to use her psychic powers against people, and but also the neat thing about this season 2 is that they just introduce new characters. Like they're like, oh yeah, we met all these guys in the off time, and it lets them change the roster.
Yeah,
And that's really cool. So like when season 3 comes out, like some of these guys will have like grown up and gone away, and then you'll have a different set of
Young Justice.
heroes to to be in Young Justice. Yeah, it's a good show. It's a really good show. If you haven't watched Young Justice yet, make
You
sure
should.
you set aside some time for that.
It's probably like on par with the old Teen Titans cartoon at the very least, and I think it's even better than the old Teen Titans cartoon because it's better animated. The plot line's better. It's a bit quote unquote darker and edgier, but hey, that's perfectly fine.
Edgelord Marco loves that.
Oh yes. But honestly, like nothing will beat one of my favorite DC animated movies that I have failed to watch, and I absolutely disdain that I have not watched it yet because I have not found a legitimate way to watch it yet without like streaming it off the internet. You ever heard of that DC movie that came out in like 2017, 2016,
Which
called
one?
like the Caped Crusader Returns or something like that, or the Dynamic
No,
Duo
what is
Returns?
that?
So basically, they took the modern DC animated cartoon aesthetic. So basically, what Young Justice looks like, right? They took
Yeah.
that and they made an entire full length feature of the Adam West Batman.
Huh.
So, but it's not.
Interesting.
So it's like it's drawn
Adam
like
West Batman, huh?
you don't know the Adam West Batman. It's like the
I know the Adam West Batmans.
okay
I just don't know why anyone would want to remember them in this era that we have so much good Batman.
because it's ironically good. It's good in irony because
The best thing about Adam West Batman is that you could get the Adam West Batman costume in Arkham City, and that was it. Like there's no more need for anything else beyond that.
I don't know, Brad. Like the trailer.
Have you actually gone back and watched these movies, Marco?
Yes, I know. Look,
Because it's like, I mean, it's worse than like the old like Lex Luthor in the old Superman movies.
yes.
It's
I
like, wow. I mean, it's real bad. It's
Re-
real bad.
I remember that scene where he was like, Did you recently sell any nuclear warheads to any buyers? Yes, there is a P.N. Gwyn who bought this. P.N. Gwyn, the Penguin.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, but the thing is, I guess here's the real thing. Like, those shows were good, but Lego Batman did it even better. So
Yes, that's kind of
why,
true.
like, Lego Batman did that same thing so much, so great.
So great. Yeah,
And
yeah.
I guess you could watch it for the comedy value, but I don't know,
Brad,
I don't know.
but you
It's like
have it-
Chad says, I don't necessarily like levity with my Batman.
Okay, but like, what do you call this? There's a scene. Okay, so but you're thinking about it from the perspective of like the live action, right? But in this cartoon version, they don't draw him the same way he's dressed in that show. As in, I think
Yeah.
they draw him as if he were dark, edgy Batman, but he acts like the Adam West Batman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so it's like he has all these cool gadgets and they don't look absurd. They all look like modern Batman and really serious, but he acts like Adam West Batman. And there's this one
Yeah.
really telling scene that I love wherein I think the Joker runs away from them and then Batman and Robin try to pursue. Robin turns around and starts running really fast when he goes like jumping Jiminy's Batman, he's getting away, and then like Robin runs, and then Batman's like, stop, Robin, that's jaywalking to the crosswalk, and then they go to the crosswalk.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. That's not the Batman we know today, is it?
It's not. I think I just like it for the mere fact that I guess I like it the same reason why I like the Lego Batman movie, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I've been doing. Lots of DC stuff, actually. In light of the Infinity War and Marvel movies, like I've never really gotten
yeah.
into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I haven't actually
Yeah.
watched anything.
It's decent. There's some real gems in there. There's some that are like just okay.
Yeah, I mean,
There's only like one or two Marvel movies that are just not good.
yeah.
But-
Wait, which ones aren't really good? Like
I
I
think
heard
Iron Man 3 and 4 are considered to not be very good.
there's a fourth.
I thought there was a fourth. Maybe 3 was so bad they stopped. I thought they did a fourth one. Maybe not. Let's see. Which others? Thor 2 is kind of meh. Like the combat is really spectacular, but the actual storyline is like they go to Brooklyn and there's aliens and they fight and that's it. Like there's really not actually a story to the movie.
Wait a minute. Thor Ragnarok's not Thor 2?
No, Thor 2, the Dark World, not Ragnarok. Ragnarok is brilliant.
Wait, Ragnarok is Thor 3?
Yeah.
There's so many Marvel movies. What?
Yeah.
Man, like to me they're all just like passably okay, right?
But like the really good ones, Doctor Strange is really good. Ant-Man is super good. The first Captain America I really enjoyed.
Yeah, that was great. I cried during that one.
Yeah. I didn't cry during it, but it was good.
Yeah.
I do cry occasionally at movies. I didn't cry for that one. I don't think that was particularly sad.
What movie did you last cry at, Brad? Because you're not a cryy person. I am a very cryy person.
Gosh, what's that movie about the two guys that get stuck in the trench and one of them like sets this corpse on a landmine so that when his friends come to retrieve him, they'll be exploded, and then the corpse wakes up and they find out that like they can't move him because he's on a landmine, and then the UN comes to save everybody, but the UN can't get him off the landmine either, so they just fake it and they leave him behind to die in this trench alone while they take everyone away. And then at the end, right before they get onto the trucks, the one guy gets mad and shoots the other guy, and it causes like their whole rescue effort to be compromised, and then they just have to like media spin the hell out of it to make it all okay, and it's just a series of terrible things that happen. I can't remember what that movie's called, but if you remember it, maybe you could post it in the comments
and make everyone sad. I mean, like I just heard the synopsis, and that sounds depressing. Oh
well,
my gosh.
I've added a lot of levity to that synopsis. It's only gets worse.
Severely worse. Okay, I see. So that's what we've been doing this past week. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing us talk about the things that we've been doing. If you guys want to recommend anything to us, please tell us in the comment section down below, and we will try to partake of that piece of media. Just make sure that getting it is easily accessible and completely legal. So, Brad, I hate to ask you this question, but what are you picking for this week of the Level Cap podcast in Brad's choice?
Oh, well, I don't have anything particularly prepared for this. So it was, I guess I will talk a little bit about preparing for our Kickstarter project, Imperial, which is happening pretty soon.
Oh, man.
So fulfillment for Argent and Exceed is happening this week. Whether if you're listening to this, it will have already begun in your area, most likely. You should have a shipping notice.
I'm sorry. In addition to Penny Arcade Noir, right?
Yes.
Noir
Penny Arcade
Automata.
Noir, all of Exceed Season 2, all of Argent is shipping out now.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, I can't wait. Because I think
it's pretty exciting.
I backed most of those things. I think the only thing I'm not getting should be Automata Noir.
Well, I'll make sure to send you a copy. Now that we have cheaper shipping to Asia, it's actually viable for you to back some projects.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. When I backed Exceed, I was like, oh, here we go again. Pledge at 100, pay 200, and then it was like, oh, we only need like 140, and I'm like, bless. The shipping doesn't cost as much as the game.
Yeah, it's pretty nice to have a fulfillment center in China now. You gotta say.
Yeah.
But anyway, so all that's getting done. We were going to launch Imperial next Friday, which would be the 27th of, which would be this Friday if you're listening to this podcast when it first comes out. But anyway, we decided that we wanted everybody to have Argent and have Exceed in their hands before we launch. So we're going to push it back one more week to May 4th. So if you are listening to this podcast, next Friday, Imperial, Spells and Steam, is going to be on Kickstarter. So if you're enjoying the quality of the games you got, we're going to turn it up to 11 with Imperial. This game is going to be our most beautiful game ever made.
I love the art.
Without reservation, it's going to be so gorgeous. All new art by Nokomento. Beautiful graphic design. Iconography by Laura. This is a game that you could play off a crib sheet, so even if you're not English first language or your friends are not English first language, like you can make a crib sheet and they can play this game, and there's no text in the entire game. It's all icons.
I think one thing that I really appreciate about Imperial that isn't in any of your other games is the fact that it's not actually text heavy. A big problem that a lot of fans have been telling me is that, especially one of our Chinese players has always been messaging me. It's like, they wish they could play these games with their friends, but it's like it's so language dependent that they can't do it unless they have a native language version of the game. So
yeah,
that's such
we're trying to jump over that hurdle, and it's weird because Imperial is a game with a lot of effects, right? There's like a lot of things that happen, but the icons are pretty consistent, and there's big reference guides. So if you need to know what an icon does, you can always just look it up. And anyway, so we're looking into doing like different language editions of that too. We want to sell the game to a couple other publishers in different countries to see if they can bring it out at the same time that the English edition comes out. Anyway, we'll see about how those happen. If you want the game, go ahead and pledge for our game, and if another language edition gets announced that you want, then we'll just send you a refund and get you that edition instead.
Oh, that's
So
very considerate of you. Also, since it's coming out on
yeah,
the
of course.
May 4th, if anybody likes me personally, back the game for yourself for me
What?
because
We should back the game for you?
no, back the game for me, but I'm not saying send me their copy. I'm just saying like if you like me, back the game, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because May 5th is my birthday.
Marco recommends Imperial.
Yeah, like since it's for your birthday gift to me, just support the game. How about that? Like that's what I meant to say. That's what I meant to
Yeah,
say.
so we have some events running. For the game
Oh,
for yeah.
open play
So
testing.
every Tuesday, Laura is going to be streaming the like graphic design portion of the game.
Ooh,
And
like making the icons.
talking about yeah, talking about making the icons and how the game works and how like all the different things we've gone through to make it happen. Um, and then on Wednesday, Trey and Chris Solis are going to be live playing games. So you'll be able to like jump in and talk to them about how the game's played. They're going to be testing out some of the different variants. They're going to be, uh, basically trying out all kinds of stuff. And also Trey will be able to talk about how the game was developed and all the different versions. He can tell you about the stock market that went away and all kinds of stuff like that. And then on Thursday, Nokomento is going to be live streaming drawing for the characters in the game. She's doing all the specialists who are the like the characters that can join your party in Imperial.
Yeah,
and those so she'll be working on those, and you can jump in and talk to her about all kinds of stuff. And Marco, hopefully you'll get an opportunity to join in any one of these streams at some point too. I know they're probably a little late for you, but Noko at least might start early enough to for you to get involved.
Yes. Quick reference, because Noko and I live in the same country, so.
Yeah, except Noko's nocturnal and you're not.
Yeah. I'm sorry. This is the problem.
That said, it is Friday. It is her Friday night, so
my Friday night. So I mean,
yeah.
With you gone, without Brad, I will be able to also be on stream. I don't know. I can like hop in, talk to you guys. I mean, like I'm always available and during most of the day, really, because it's kind of my job to be, right? So
yeah.
Yeah.
So the interesting thing about this project is you may have noticed this, but it's scheduled to start while I'm out of the country with my mom. So I am really kind of leaving things in the hands of the team, and this is probably the first project where I will really be like letting them run the show almost completely. So I guess it's a new step in the kind of maturity of the company to have staff running a Kickstarter project as opposed to doing it all directly myself. And I'll still be signing in at night to to post comments and to keep up and see where things are going. But for the most part, it's going to be Josh, Laura, Chris, Trey, Nokomento, all of them handling this project, and you too, Marco. Of course, you'll be on the night shift, but for us, but to have everybody handling this project as opposed to just doing it myself is pretty big. I'm a little nervous, I got to say, but as usual, I anticipate greatness from my team, so I'm not too worried about it.
Brad, we will make you proud the same way Young Justice makes Batman proud.
I see. All right. Well, they can't ask for more than that.
Yeah.
If you save the world while I'm away, then you've done just fine.
The world of Indians.
Got
him.
Yeah. So, but in other terms, for my end, it's a lot of planning. It's more planning than I usually have to do because I have to make a whole schedule. I have to make sure that everybody knows what their particular jobs are. I have a bunch of articles queued up in advance, things like designer diaries and art previews, stuff like that to show off during the project. So, like blog posts will continue. You'll see updates that are written by me, posted by Josh, that kind of thing. And of course, you'll probably see more updates written by the rest of the team too, as they work to adapt to the situation on the ground.
Oh man, we're gonna learn and adapt and destroy. I mean, create. Not destroy, create,
Yeah.
create.
So we got some really cool stuff planned for this project. Our stretch goals go all the way up like pie in the sky to $1 million, and we got cool stuff at every single level. Um, of course, since there's so much new art, like an art book is one of our stretch goals. We've got like a ton of new characters that'll be put in as stretch goals. We got social media goals that are the same way. Like you get new characters, new trains. All this stuff goes into the base game. This game, we're not sure yet if it's going to be Kickstarter exclusive. Like it only makes sense to go to retail once we hit like 5,000 backers or so. I think I talked a little bit about this in our previous episode.
Yep, about shipping
But
and like costs.
yeah, so it's the kind of game that it's probably best to get it on Kickstarter while you can. Even if it does go to retail, it's probably going to be about 1.5 times as expensive in the retail edition as it is in the. So you could get the deluxe edition for the same price you get the retail edition in retail.
Yeah, and
That makes
besides,
sense.
you can get the deluxe edition for quote unquote free by joining our open playtesting. So
That's true, and we've gotten a lot of responses already. So
man,
it's really great to see folks come in and play the game, and just about everybody who has played says they're really excited for the project.
I
So-
mean, I only watch you guys play for a few like minutes to an hour or something, and I haven't gotten much of time to play it myself because I'm a lonely boy, and you know when I'm online it's graveyard shift. So most of the people are
Well,
either
you
half
just gotta
dead.
find some friends who are on there with you. I know there's people active at your time zone.
Yes, but not
So-
cognizant enough to play games, right? That's the problem.
That's
Anyway.
on you.
Anyway. Yeah, I'm excited for this project too. I mean, I'm like the thing I'm gonna probably be doing is holding the fort while all of you are asleep. So good luck me. And Brad, I have a big question for you. Are we gonna be adding more railway companies as stretch goals, or is it just gonna be like more
Yeah,
conductors?
so we have a stretch goal for like a bonus box. This is kind of like Mancer's is for Argent. That really kind of like cracks open the play space and makes like that adds all the variants that makes it really really level 99, right?
Yeah, I mean, like the one where it's like, this game is already impossibly large. Let's make it more impossibly large, like that.
So that's called As Above So Below. It adds the Underlands company, who is like a subway, and it adds Star Chaser, who is a teleportation based railway company from space. Plus
Okay.
adds a couple new variants and other stuff like we have a stretch goal for a passengers variant. We have we have team play variants. We have metros. There's like a lot of cool stuff, and of course more specialists and more cars and etc.
Man, that teleportation thing sounds kind of broken. Does that mean they don't have to lay down
It's-
track?
No, they still have to lay down tracks, but they can like jump between edges of the board.
Oh, they can wrap around, so it's like the world is round for them.
Kind of. It's like you can open gates on different edges of the board, and you can go around. Like you can have multiple, branches on your company, but the you have to start on an edge, and starting in the middle is generally stronger in this game because you have more options. So it's a company that has to play the game very differently. And
I see.
Underlands is as well. They can burrow under other players' tracks, wastelands, and cities to get to places. So you really have to use your opponent's lines in order to spread your company out.
I see. That sounds
So
interesting.
those two play very different than the regular base companies.
I see. You know what? One stretch goal should be to just add airplanes, and they bypass the entire game completely.
Well, the future, Marco.
This is future Marco speaking. Imperial has been destroyed by airplanes. It's
Oh,
oh my god.
there are what's it? There's gonna be future technology ages in this world. Things will move along.
Oh man, I can't wait for Indians
yeah.
to become modern.
Modern. I mean, there's a lot of things to do before we get to modern era. I think.
Yeah,
We
of
still have
course
to
we have-
explore the second continent.
Oh right, Underlands.
Yeah,
Right, we haven't even gotten there.
settlers of India. No, there's the Underlands and there's the second continent.
Oh right. I'm allowed. What's that called? The sketchy place that.
It's actually not been named. Like the place over the sea has not actually been named, and nobody's decided what it's called yet.
They just
There are a
say
few
that,
people who claim to come from there.
such as Lucas, right?
Lucas, Nostros, yeah.
These crazy people, and not explaining where they're from.
Yeah.
Freaking whatever, man. Second continent. Okay, so Brad, is there anything else you want to say, or can we move on?
Not too much. Why don't we move on to the next segment?
Welcome to the 99 Questions, the segment where I, Marco DeSantos, come up with a new and creative way to shove answers straight into your ear gobs. In this episode segment, we will take your hot-baked questions and force feed them into ourselves so that we may give you the baked answers from our fingertips. Brad, are you ready? You're obviously not ready. Brad, are you okay?
Buster Wolf?
Oh,
No, sorry.
oh my god.
I was pulled away for a second.
No, every time, man. Every time I say you are okay, you're always gonna say Buster Wolf. Okay.
Well, yeah, that's the meme.
Oh gosh. Okay. First question. Can we expect to see an Indians social deduction game? Sorry, continuation of my last thought. Why haven't we seen Brad release a social deduction game? Is it lack of interest? Or maybe they have a different type of design process.
So, I think it probably mostly has to do with the kind of person that I am. Like, so social deduction games require a high player count. And to get a bunch of people together and have them play a game, you have to you have to be a real strong extrovert, and I'm not.
Oh, I see.
I like playing a game with like a few close friends. That said, I did release one social deduction game.
Blades of Legend.
Yeah. It's in the minigame library. It's super hard to find now. It's not worth the work to find. I promise. I think that it could easily be a 2-player game if I redesigned it properly. But we kind of have. I mean, Noir is the 2-player deduction game, but it's not social deduction. I guess
Yeah.
I really don't like social deduction that much. I enjoy playing these, but for designing them, there's not a lot of mechanics. It's really all about the theme. Like, yeah, and once you get like 10 people to pay attention to something for 30 minutes, it just can't be very complicated. It's got to be super light. And I don't know. It's just not the kind of thing that I design. Maybe I'll give it a little bit of thought. I've thought about doing kind of like a One Night Werewolf type of game in the near future. But, in the far future. I've got a lot of stuff for the near future.
Yeah, like Imperial for one. Really, I guess it's the same thing. It's like social deduction games for me always feel kind of unsatisfying to play sometimes because a lot of it heavily depends on the people you're with. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like it can turn into like the most boring experience if the people you're with don't actually converse or don't socialize. So yeah, they've always been hit and miss with me. The only ones that have been really successful are Resistance, because like that's one of the ones wherein people don't get eliminated at the first 5 minutes of the game.
Yeah. Well, we also published one called Witch Hunt, which is done by another designer out of, I want to say, Kentucky, named Kyle Brockman. They have a company called Chocolate Pie Games, and they designed this game, Witch Hunt, and we picked it up for distribution and publication. Witch Hunt's really cool. It's got a lot of resources. It's kind of like the tournament player's werewolf. Like, everybody has a role. All the roles do things. Your role is not bound to whether you're a witch or a villager, so you can be on either team and do crazy stuff. Like players who die, they go back to the afterlife. They become angels or demons, and they get to mess with things during the nighttime. It's pretty cool. It's a neat game. It definitely plays with like in the upper teens is where it starts getting good. And you can play it at Gen Con if you come by the Werewolf Alley at Gen Con or at any other major convention. They have a Werewolf Alley. You can probably find a game of Witch Hunt going. And if you think that Werewolf is a little too random, check out Witch Hunt because it's got a lot of ways to gather information, and that information is spread out among people in a pretty neat way. It's super cool. It took a lot of time to develop it, but it's quite a nice evolution of the genre.
Oh wow. Sadly, I'm not like you, and I don't have enough friends to play it.
Well, I also don't have enough friends to play. That's what I said at the beginning. I don't have enough friends to design it.
No,
So
no. So, yeah. That's fair. That's fair. Okay, my mistake.
at least not in real life. Maybe all of us can get on Tabletop Simulator one day, or all of us get in Discord one day and moderate one.
Let's Google Hangouts call.
Yeah, 12-person Hangouts call.
Yeah, 12-person Hangouts call. Not like that's going to be a problem for any of our internets. Okay, next question. This one's very related. Did you know that if you Googled Brad Talton and filter out anything board game related, the top hit is a person named Grillsbury who made some music as a shout out to Brad? Isn't that weird?
I actually did know that. Funny enough, a little bit of past, like, distant history trivia. We talked about that at the beginning of this episode.
Ooh, see, we preempted this question.
You even played the track, I think.
Yes, we preempted this question.
Marco doesn't actually play the track when we're recording. He adds it later on. So I don't know the track was actually played, but I assume that it was played correctly.
If Marco didn't play it correctly, future Marco, type in the comments, future Marco sucks, fix it. Man, am I
So
like
anyway.
a glutton for punishment? I keep telling
Yeah,
people to tell
I
me
think your masochistic tendencies are showing through here.
Oh no. Okay, last question, Brad. And I think masochistic tendencies agree with this last question. Who is the
Probably
Dan?
comes from the shonen anime.
Yes.
You gotta be a tryhard, Marco.
The pain only makes me stronger. How dare you? You have destroyed my family, and I too. Okay, Edge Marco is done. Who is the Dan Hibiki? Yeah, Hibiki.
The Dan Hibiki of Indians?
Yeah, who's the Dan Hibiki of Indians?
Probably actually like Wardlaw, I think. Like, to me, the Dan Hibiki is like the character that takes themselves the most seriously, but is actually a joke character. And it would be between Wardlaw and Voko, but probably Wardlaw.
Because Voko's actually a powerful character.
Not particularly, really. It's just that Wardlaw is even more over the top about how awesome he is.
Yeah. Well, he is a pro wrestler, right? And Dan kind of acts like one.
No,
so.
he's actually like a villain, and he's like I'm the greatest villain in all of Indians. You know, like, soon I'll rule the world. Bah, you know.
Oh, and he even has the mustache, right? Does he twirl it?
Yeah,
Is he like mustache twirling evil?
Of course. That's
Oh my gosh.
He actually twirls it in the air during his pile driver attack, the double mustache buster.
Does he twirl both ends of the mustache? Is that why it's called the double mustache buster?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Absurd.
I don't know.
Canon.
Visuals for these moves have not been totally thought out.
Canon.
Something we're discovering as we work on BattleCon Online.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Like, some of the art on the cards in BattleCon Online are great. One of my favorite new art pieces is actually Mikhail's Sacred style. Pretty cool.
Where he just does this, like, I like the transcendent where he just gives you this, like, backhanded slap, and, like, character goes flying across the world.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool too. No, I like Sacred because he turns into literal solid gold, and then everything just blinks off of him, right?
Yeah.
And I never imagined.
There's some fun arts in these.
Huh?
It's been fun to visualize all these things.
Yeah, I've never actually imagined Mikhail as like now that I'm thinking about it, it fits perfectly, but I always thought Mikhail fought a lot more, like, chaotically, or, like, how do I explain it? Like, he fights, like, ruggedly, I thought. Mostly because all of his attacks were, like, named really scary things, like apocalyptic and, like, hollowed and all that stuff. But then, like...
Yeah, I think Mikhail just kind of stands there and a bunch of bad things happen to the opponent. And,
Exactly.
And then when they get close, Mikhail just, like, pushes them away, and then more bad things happen.
Kind of like that. Like, so I feel like Mikhail kind of just floats there with his hands behind his back, and then you try to fight him, and then nothing happens to him. He's like, foolish child, and then he, like, backhand slaps you, and then you go flying across the world. Like, I feel like that's how Mikhail fights now.
That's the intended effect, yeah.
Oh my gosh. So, like, I feel like I'm really appreciating BattleCon Online's art now, because because all of that kind of stuff, like, the way I visualized the characters was severely different from the way I thought they were fighting. And it's very interesting to see what they were supposed to be, right? Like, yeah, so it's just pretty cool.
Yeah, it's neat. It is kind of bringing the world to life. in a neat way. And our next update is AI for BattleCon Online, so look out for that. You'll be able to play against the computer, and that'll be so. Once we have AI and we have rank play, we'll go to beta. You'll be able to get the game on Steam, and it'll be fully playable. What we are gonna do after that, probably working on some kind of like campaign story type mode,
like an arcade mode.
No, like as you play, your character like gets a little stronger, and you fight against actual like enemies in a storyline.
That's pretty cool. So it's kind of like Hearthstone Adventures. Kind of.
Yeah. A little bit like that that we want to try and do. So we'll see how that goes along.
That's pretty rad. I'm excited for that, actually. Can you pick like any character, or like do you make your own character?
It's probably going to be limited to like one character, because like say we pick like Hikaru, right? And you go on this adventure with Hikaru, and you actually start leveling up your elemental tokens, or like discovering new ones, right? And you get like maybe a couple new styles and things like that. Like it all has to be very specifically designed to enhance that character.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Aw, sad. I wanted to like custom make waifus, like Anath.
Oh my gosh.
Something. I want my Anath.
Anath is your Indian's waifu?
No.
Like the scary one that wants to destroy all humanity, that one.
Wait, right. She's evil-ish, right?
Kind of.
She's the avatar of Havoc, who is literally an elemental lord of chaos or something, right? So,
Yeah.
Yes, the destruction makes it better. I don't know. I don't know if I... No, wait, we talked about this. My Indian's waifu is Hai.
What?
Yeah.
But then we said that was weird because Hai is a backer character.
Okay, fine. Then it's Anath then. Or Vana. I guess.
But Anath's also a backer character.
Dang it.
Vana's married. You just can't win, Marco.
I can't win. Joel. No, Joel's married to Vana. No.
But it's okay. Joel can be your Indian's persona, and then it's alright.
Ah, yes. Then I can pretend I'm married to Vana. Excelente. Though
this got too weird. Let's quit.
I quit. Okay. Pressing escape launch now. Ending podcast. Yes, indeed. As usual, it was your host, Marco De Santos, also known as the Mechanic Critic. I am currently backup AI Marco because he was too embarrassed and decided to leave. And with him has been the magnificous, splendiferous, awesome co-host. Awkward. We should play our theme songs when we do this part. When we do the edit.
Overlap them at the same time.
Yes.
No, that's terrible.
It turns into a cacophony.
Oh no.
If you guys like this episode, please consider giving us a like, a review. Give us a comment and tell us how much you liked the upcoming projects. Or
you could write a review of the Level Cap podcast. Post it to your social network of choice.
Yes, and tell your friends about it if you like the podcast. Or give it to your worst enemy if you absolutely hated listening to us. And I do hope that you guys have a nice day. So without much else to say, thanks for... wait. Don't forget your special action. And thank you, World of Indians. Thank you, and good night.
Have a good one, and happy gaming.